folks, so I'm going to give you a little tour of my studio and what I have been up to during this residency. Here's some of the art I've been working on. I've been exploring working on paper again. This piece kind of references an earlier painting of mine called Integration Part 4, which was from 15 years ago. So it's fun to be doing something that's in conversation with older work. This is a new piece, which I think I'm going to make a post about tomorrow, so I won't go into a bunch of detail about it right now. This is something I have in progress that I just started. This gives you a peek into the early layers of my paintings, where it tends to be a lot of loose washes, and then I start adding some detail with pen, and eventually I'll be building up all the layers. This is some of what's been inspiring me this month. It's Swoon, Caledonia Curry, who is an amazing artist that a lot of you have probably heard of. And these are some of my newer, larger pieces that were in my last video, so I won't talk about them a bunch. And then this is the reality of being a working parent, which is that my daughter is homesick from school today. So I'm like having her in the studio, watching her tablet, trying to work, giving her to my daughter, making mud pies. Giving her to my wife, making mud pies, being a parent. And and then this is the other half of my studio where the admin work gets done, because that is a huge part of being a working artist. There's lots of admin, and right now I'm working on launching my big queer poetry class, so that's been taking up most of my admin time. And then I'm also writing some poems. This is a new poem called Perhaps There is a Parallel World that imagines if I never stopped taking my meds for bipolar years ago, what would have been good, what would have been hard, what would have changed. I'm currently working on a manuscript, and that is part of my manuscript. Yeah, so that's the brief little studio tour. This is where the magic happens, and it's been totally amazing to have some time to really focus on my art and writing and just try to grow in those areas. And I'm psyched that you've been following my journey.